300 million years before the first bird evolved, something moved through the equatorial forests of what is now Europe. 2.5 meters of articulated chitin, blind, reading the ground through vibration. Arthropleura did not need eyes. The prey did not escape. It navigated by a single architectural principle: segmentation. Every segment a self-contained unit, every unit redundant. The forest floor yielded to it completely. That architecture did not die with the Carboniferous. It fractured into two irreconcilable strategies. The myriapods, centipedes and millipedes, inherited the same segmented chassis and drove it in opposite directions. One became a pursuit predator, one became a living fortress. Neither has reconsidered that decision. Amazonian giant centipede. 30 centimeters long, hunting from cave ceilings across the neotropical belt, with a lifespan of a decade. The largest centipede alive, and it does not hunt from the ground. The cave ceiling eliminates conventional predator logic. Prey is airborne, fast, evasive in 3 dimensions. The centipede's answer is structural. Posterior legs with prehensile force sufficient to suspend its full body weight, plus the kinetic resistance of a panicking bat in free fall. It locks on. It waits. Contact deploys the forcipules, the first limb pair, re-engineered into hypodermic venom apparatus. The payload is scoloptoxin, a simultaneous neurotoxin and cytotoxin that collapses the nervous system while dissolving tissue at the injection site. Cardiovascular failure, then respiratory arrest. The bat is switched off before it reaches the floor. House centipede. 5 centimeters. Present inside the walls of nearly every human structure on every inhabited continent. It is the only species on this list with functional compound eyes. It does not detect motion. It reads trajectory. The fly's arc, closing speed, and intercept point are processed before the centipede has moved. Locomotion is hydraulic, fluid driven under pressure into the legs, converting them into precision launch rails. If a leg is seized mid-pursuit, the joint self-amputates. The hunt continues. The leg grows back. Not every animal on this list hunts. Some have never seen daylight. At least one spent decades misclassified in a museum drawer, correctly identified only after someone watched it do something no centipede was supposed to be capable of doing. A centipede and a millipede share a chassis. They share almost nothing else. 1 pair of legs per segment, or 2. That single architectural difference produced 2 completely separate survival strategies over 300 million years. Centipedes are pursuit predators. Millipedes are siege engines. What follows is the other half of the equation. Sierra Luminous millipede. 3 to 4 centimeters. Moving slowly through the leaf litter of California's high-elevation oak forests, processing dead organic matter. Blind. No venom, no speed, no meaningful armor. It glows in the dark. A bird registers the light as a target. It strikes. Contact activates the lateral glands. Mandelinitril cleaves on exposure to air and vents hydrogen cyanide directly into the bird's respiratory tissue. Not a deterrent. A chemical weapon triggered by the attack itself. The millipede continues through the litter, still glowing. The warning was always honest. Bristle Millipede. 2 to 3 millimeters. Bark, leaf litter, dead plant matter. No eyes, no awareness of anything that moves. It has survived hundreds of millions of years without any interest in the world around it. The ant is faster, larger, chemically armed, and coordinated. It grabs the millipede. The moment of contact sheds bristles, microscopic barbed structures that interlock with sensory hairs and joint articulations across the ant's exoskeleton. The ant pulls back. The entanglement tightens. It pulls harder. The limbs seize. The ant dies without understanding what it touched. Shocking pink dragon millipede. 3 centimeters. Limestone karst systems in Thailand. It carries the same hydrogen cyanide chemistry as the Sierra Luminous Millipede, but where Motixia relies on darkness to make its glow visible, this species operates in full daylight and makes no attempt at concealment. It is aggressively, almost architecturally pink. Lateral spines extend outward like structural reinforcement, making ingestion mechanically punishing for anything that survives the color and the gas. The warning signal, the chemical payload, and the physical deterrent operate as a single layered system. A predator that ignores one encounters the next. None have been documented reaching the third. Giant African millipede. 38 centimeters. Sub-Saharan rainforest floors. A lifespan of 7 years, spent entirely on the ground, moving slowly, consuming dead organic matter, surrounded by predators at every stage. The exoskeleton is heavily calcified. A bite that would split most arthropods applies compressive force to an armored cylinder that redistributes it across the full body circumference. If pressure exceeds what the structure tolerates, the millipede secretes benzoquinones and aldehydes, compounds that chemically burn the mucous membranes, eyes, and nasal cavity of whatever has not yet reconsidered. Debris accumulates in the spiracles, the breathing apertures distributed along its length. A blocked spiracle means localized suffocation. Mite colonies live permanently on its exterior, maintaining every breathing hole continuously for the animal's entire lifespan. The millipede does not clean itself. It does not need to. Threshold-legged millipedes. In 2005, biologists working the sandstone formations of California recovered something that had effectively disappeared from the scientific record for decades. Blind, depigmented, forcing its body through compacted rock fissures that no other animal occupies. Up to 750 legs. The fissures are not a habitat of last resort. They are the only habitat this animal has ever required. 16 years later, 60 meters underground in a Western Australian mine shaft, researchers recovered Eumillipes persephone, 1,306 legs. A separate continent. A separate genetic lineage. Structurally near identical to the California species, because the physics of locomotion through solid rock permit exactly one solution, and evolution found it twice. How many separate lineages are currently moving through fissures in shafts that have never been drilled is a question the fossil record cannot answer. The rock does not preserve what it contains. Waterfall Centipede. In 2000, an entomologist on his honeymoon in Thailand turned over a streamside rock. The centipede beneath it did not retreat into the forest. It entered the water and swam. 20 centimeters. Venomous. The only amphibious centipede on Earth, and a specimen had been sitting in a natural history museum drawer in London since 1928, catalogued under the wrong species. On land, it hunts as its relatives do. Under threat, it transitions to full lateral undulation, moving through near-freezing mountain current, hunting aquatic prey along stream beds. The exoskeleton carries a hydrophobic, waxy cuticle that sheds water completely. Emerging from the current, the body is already dry. The same layer buffers against the thermal differentials that send other Scolopendra species into physiological shock. 300 million years of refinement. Two irreconcilable strategies. The arthropod chassis has not been improved upon, because nothing has yet demonstrated that it needed to be.